Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning with me, Brigand. Let's go deal with the Chernobog. That looks like Alof may have died. Right? So, this is disappointing. Helm of Bolgan's Bane. A sturdy helmet designed for maximum protection. Okay. And it's a might. Helmet. I wish I could interact with this. Alright, so what did we get? That looks pretty cool. I like the horns on it. It also matches my set. Right? I think so. This would be like better lighting for me to stand in. I wonder if it's worth mixing and matching. The Brigand helmet's better by itself. Let's see, what does the helmet or the Bolgan's Bane set do? 50% crit hit damage, melee block efficacy, range block efficacy, and magic block efficacy, all 15%. And then +2 to might abilities. Oh, okay. If I can find the rest of that set. This also gives me 15% physical damage and plus 5% melee block efficacy. So I'm hoping the rest of the set isn't like right here in this bag or something. That would be upsetting. Let's go to Castle Gastyr. Should knock out both of these dungeons this episode. Oh, also, I did look into the Southern Lights. It is a quest, but I'd already completed it before I spoke to Private... whatever his name was. He's supposed to give you the quest. It's an unmarked quest. I had to look it up after the fact, but you follow the lights throughout the Caelid coast, and it takes you over to this hidden door here. So I assume if you don't have high enough detect hidden, this would be revealed at the end of it. So you follow the light sources around till you come here. And those unmarked chests are the quest objective. That's why they're not marked on the map. Which answers my question from, what, 2 episodes ago? Or last episode? It's like, why aren't these marked on the map? Ton of mana damage. Whoops. Don't want that in my inventory. There we go. What's going on in here? Who are you? Hillerad Gastyr.
After all this time, I'd just assumed Enodon had abandoned me, that there was no justice left in this world. But here before me stands the hero of Melsenshire, in the skin, fresh from the Baelor's bloodying, and it appears my prayers have been answered. Tell me, how much goodwill do you have left, honored one?
Okay, so people say in the flesh, like, hey, you're here in the flesh, which already sounds weird enough as it is, in my opinion. But in the skin just sounds much, much worse. Alright, how far army?
I am a captain under what is left of General Tulera's army. There are only a handful of us left after Melsenshire, but we press southward toward the Tuatha's lair. However, my quest for justice means more to me than any victory. I have left my soldiers in the capable hands of Captain Canwin. She has moved ahead without me.
Okay, Brune the Bard.
Yes, I remember Brune. He was kind, silly. There weren't many like him in the court. When everyone else was so grim, Brune and his heart never ceased singing. I wonder how he fares now.
Hillired the Blade.
I grew up behind the walls of this stronghold. All my memories are of its beauty, its security. It was an ideal childhood. Those days have long since passed. When the Tuatha marched, it was Rassinon who killed my family and claimed Castle Gastyr as his own. And though he may hold the castle, he will never hold its name. I have devoted my entire life to reclaiming this castle, enlisting in the army, fighting under General Tilera, and then breaking free of Melsenshire. This is my destiny.
Then you're with the wrong guy, because I have a tendency of stopping people's destinies. What happened here?
My great-great-grandfather built this keep. You can still find the one stone resting where he laid it in the courtyard. We spent 4 generations in these hallowed halls. Then the Bolgan came, followed by their Tuatha masters. They killed everyone, Fae and Alfar alike. Rassinon was the worst of them. He murdered my mother and now sleeps in my family's chambers. With your help, Honored One, my family will find restitution.
We'll see. I'll help you find justice.
You will be rewarded, my friend. We Gastyrs have long memories of both our friends and our enemies. Come. Rassinon knows I cannot pass through his gauntlet alone, but together we can avenge Castle Gastyr.
Castle Gastyr.
It has stood here on the Kaled coast for centuries, a testament to the will of my ancestors. Rassinon made it a grave. Now I will make it his.
Rassinon.
Were you not told the stories as a child of Rassinon the Ravager? Rassinon the Red-Eyed? He was one of the first to give himself to Gadflow. It is my life's work to make him answer for his crimes. Old as I am, he is older. And I don't want him to die without knowing the rage of his killer.
Alright, how do we reach Rassinon?
The castle has been completely ransacked by the Bolgan, and debris blocks the gate into the castle. We have to go around through the dungeons. Then I will have my revenge. Believe me, it has been far too long in coming. Hurry.
Okay. Well, that's one way. I'm not going with her yet. We have another quest that we need to take care of first. Oh, I don't think I get to it from here. Excuse me. Yeah, we can't get to it from here. Okay, well I guess we're gonna follow her. That's right. Chakrams are really good against these guys. Alright, so it looks like I have to knock them down first and then use the chakrams on them. Then there's nothing they can do about it. To Lord Gastyr 1. The writing of this letter suggests a steady, artistic hand. In response to your letter, thank you for your concern regarding my family, but I strongly suggest you save it for your own, lest your wife gives birth to another man's child again. The first 3 times were scandalous enough, now it borders on triteness. As for what you say happened 2 days ago, I have no idea what you're referring to. I had business in Rathir at the time. Lady Ancilla. Oh. Alright, now we have him on the ropes. There's nothing we can do about it. Oh, maybe not. Oh, man, rolled right into that one. Alright, so far so easy. Alright, I'll fight a prisoner troll. Where's she running off to? There's another enemy in here. Nice to leave him hanging, are we? Just ran out of relentless assault. Oh, mistimed that a little bit. These trolls have a high chance of dropping purple gear. At least in my experience, so it's worth taking them out. Whoa. Of course they don't when I mention it. If I would have said anything, they probably would have.
Keep going.
What do you think I'm doing? Think I stopped? And dead. Nice. Gotta check all the chests just in case I find the rest of Karod's set, because I only need, what, one more piece or two more pieces? I've already lost track. Or at this point, maybe even Bolgan's Spade. Can't open those up. I wonder... There's a switch somewhere that I missed. This is an impressive courtyard, I guess. To Lord Gastyr 2. Written on a fine piece of paper. To Lord Gastyr. I assume in your juvenile sense of humor, you found that comedic. Let me educate you on the subtleties of warfare. What you did today is equivalent of topping your wife. That is easily accomplished. Next time you try such a feat, you should aspire to something noteworthy. A first for you, I'm sure. Lady Ancilla. She is, throwing some shade. So that's the way back down over there. Okay, cool. So we have a shortcut back. I want to find that switch to those doors.
Oh, now. Come. Who knows what Rassinon has waiting for us in his lair?
So we got the Greaves of Bolgan's Bane. So it looks like maybe they're all guaranteed in this dungeon. So I need to find how to open the other door back there with the other chest in it. So I found two pieces in the same dungeon. That tells me. Well, no, the first one was on the other Bolgan. Never mind. What am I saying? That could be randomized. Oh, I missed the other path. It's like, oh no, it's a dead end. Where do I go? Oh, messed up, buddy. Nope, not quite.
It's not far now.
If you say so. I hope I don't have to backtrack too far to get to that chest. I'm hoping there's a switch or maybe a key up here that will unlock those doors back in the dungeon. To Lord Gastyr 3. This letter is written in a bold script with Lord underlined. To the late Lord Gastyr, as the almost as incompetent son, I'll make sure my first order of business will be to repay you in kind for what you did to my mother. I hope one of your many bastard children can retain the tenuous grasp of control you have on your land. It'd be so boring otherwise. Lord Ancilla. Take out the Lianchi first. Okay, do not interrupt my abilities. You.
Didn't even seem to remember me. I've given my life to finding and killing Rassilon, and he probably didn't even understand why. But now the quest is ended, here, at home. I want you to have everything of mine as a reward, and to help me forget the many years of tragedy that led me to this end. Now go. I need rest. I deserve rest.
Castle Gastyr.
These old halls have been held too long by the Bolgan. Castle Gastyr has been left a ruin. Once this war is over, we will rebuild.
And Hilarad Gastyr.
My days of blades and battles are behind me. With the aid of people like you, I shall rebuild the Caelid coast. The name Gastyr will mean something again. Goodbye.
Okay, if you say so. Righteous. Heavy-duty blade meant to be wielded with 2 hands. Okay, well let's clear out my inventory real fast. See what that looks like. And Sinister. A mystical staff capable of blasting waves of elemental energy from its tip. So it's unique, but it's not purple? Okay. Sorry, got a little distracted there. Alright, there's the Curus. So we have 3 pieces, so it looks like it might be guaranteed in this location. Letter from Lord Aaron Gastyr. This letter is addressed to a woman named Wilda and appears to be stamped with the royal seal of the House Gastyr, a great Alfar noble family. Letter from Lord Aaron Gastyr. My dearest Wilda, please forgive me for what I have done. If only you knew how much this revelation haunts me, how my evenings are lit by the somber light of my shame. You deserve better, but I am a man of office, and I cannot recognize your little Brune as one of my kin. It is not to be, as we are not to be. But you do forever occupy a place in my heart. To show my affection, please accept the gift of land, gold, and a title. They are little comfort in this lonely time, but they are all a coward can provide. Forever your lord, Aaron. Okay, so I need to get in here. There's gotta be a lever nearby, right? I might as well go check it out. Because if it's a piece of that set, I'd like to change up my current gear. The armor value isn't as good, but the +2 to might allows me some more flexibility in what equipment I have, what accessories I have equipped. Plus the helmet looks pretty cool. Come on, sorry. Just realized I'm not sprinting. Let's go. Cannot be opened with keys or lockpicks. I wonder. Oh, I bet you we have to turn in the quest to the other guy. Maybe he'll unlock the thing for us. Just going through here slowly, see if there's any levers maybe I missed. I don't see anything. Well, let's turn in that quest to the guy. I'm just going to keep this going forward. If I need to come back here off camera and figure it out, that's what I'll do. Unusual means. No, it's worth a shot. Because there were those, oh, there must be crates on the other side that opened up by doing that. I was wondering if maybe, because there's that one circumstance where we had to use our Reckoning mode to make it through a door. I think that's for a DLC, so I doubt it'd be in the base game. But it was worth a shot. So the dungeon took a little longer than I was expecting.
Hello. You have gone through much to bring me this, only to watch it destroyed. But it must be done. You understand? This letter proves that I am an heir to Gastyr, and an heir to his heartlessness. He gave my mother everything, when all she wanted was his love. And now, she's gone. You are my friend. You may not agree, but that is what I choose to believe. You have helped me more than anyone has. I will remember you. I hope you will remember me.
Hilliard Gastyr.
She may be the only one truly worthy of the Gastyr name, superior to her father in every way. I remember Hill. She and I used to play together in the courtyard. I try not to think of her as a sister. It makes matters all the more confusing. Goodbye.
Okay, let's go to Damelrock. So our plan is to finish this dungeon, and then in the next episode we will pursue that next main quest. Of course, this guy dropped loot all the way back here. Alright, sweet. 2 chests back this way. That's right, he gave us some junk. Oh yeah, I didn't look at the righteous. That's pretty rad. Shame it's absolutely terrible. This late into the game, they give me a weapon that does... It's a great sword, it's not even a long sword. Based off the damage, I was assuming it was a long sword. I can't junk this. Why not? I wonder if I have to blast those doors with that... with a staff instead. I don't see why I would, though. It's not his keep, so I don't know why that would be tied to the staff. But might be worth something checking out. Might be worth being something to check out. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's too early in the morning for that. For words and speaking. Oh, we're rocking and rolling now. Oh, activate that, thank you.
I think at first they were genuine friends. We were so young, with nothing in the world to really concern us. There was no place for malice or resentment. I don't care anymore, they're not worth my breath. I was in a place of promise. Lyria's magic shined throughout the halls. New and interesting people were everywhere. None as interesting as that divine spirit, but promising. I learned more there in 2 days than I did my entire life elsewhere. In fact, I owe my mentors a debt of gratitude. Were it not for them, I would never have found it.
I don't know why my character changed targets there. The other guy wasn't even in range. Also, don't think we've been in a dungeon quite like this before. The water's being held up around us. Alright, I guess I'll die on this side. Sweet. That was easy. I get to the other side? Alright, Kale Rod.
Sorrow precedes you, mortal. It is almost enough to shift the great scale on its own. It has been centuries since my reverie was last disturbed. For what cause are you here? What could a mortal possibly want with me?
The Eldest.
That moniker holds no meaning to a true fae. What is age to the ageless? To the immortal?
Tenders.
They are Alarain's orders. In many ways, they are the stewards of the House of Sorrows. While delvers deal in the spiritual, tenders see to the corporeal.
Sorrows.
The Sorrows are the inheritance of the House of Sorrows, so to speak. We have been working at delving for centuries, collecting and shaping this magic. But we had never thought that it could be exploited. Do the Tuatha revere nothing?
Yeah, they're a pretty big fan of Tirnoch. House of Sorrows.
It was formed as a way to keep the winter traditions of decay and rot while building a winter court. But in time, we lost true sight of what the essence of winter was.
Delvers.
Though all of the house are the followers of the Weeping King, the Delvers are his true disciples. They can delve into the sorrows of another, just as he did.
Kale Rod.
I was another of the wretches that the Weeping King saved when he first walked into the Feylands. When he pulled the rot of winter from me, I learned how I too could do the same. So I learned the finer points of his magic, and followed him as the first Delver.
Alarain.
Alarain and I have been apart for some time. I think it will be good when this business is over, to resume our meditations, together.
Viscerain must find the Sorrows.
Viscerain, I have been sealed in here for some time, mortal. But even I know this one. His is the hand that leads the House of Sorrows, no? I know something of the war this land cries of. I will serve. But before I go to his side, you must find Alarain. She and I are as one.
And what are you doing here?
Once, long ago, Alarain and I walked the Midden as faithful devotees of the Weeping King. She a tender, and I a delver. We were the first of our kind. But when the Weeping King passed, there was nothing. The House of Sorrows that he had built no longer served death, but the winter court that it itself had created. So Alarain and I left. We came here. We devoted ourselves to the contemplation of death, as the Weeping King would have wanted.
Alright, I will find Alarain.
It means much to me that you wish to reunite us. We have been long in isolation, contemplating death. Perhaps too long. As you found me on one part of the scale, so will you find her on the other. Now I will leave my cell to wait for you both.
The Weeping King.
Among our kind he was, and he remains singular. None could do now what he did. To naturally find the sorrows in others and delve into their being. And though he formed the House of Sorrows, though he saw the birth of the Court of Winter, he did not remain. By choice or fate, he went to Ashara, never to return. I think this war has exhausted all other Winter Fae who knew the Weeping King as he walked. But though Alarain and I remain, I can scarce recall him.
Alright, where's Alarain?
She tends to the scale as I have for these many centuries. You must reset the scale in order to reach her chamber. Very well.
Can I access it from this side, or do I need a key? Nope, I have to run all the way around it. Or maybe we can get through here. Gosh darn it. Alright, fine. We'll run all the way around so we can speak to Alarain. Tedious. Oh, I have to bypass the other scale. Got it. Let's say they make that super hard to do like they did with that one quest into Tyr where we had to poison the guys and knock them off the bridge. Alright, Alarain.
How curious. You are mortal, but your steps resound with a burden greater than any one mortal might ever hope to bear. More curious still is your presence here. The great scale is not idly moved, nor is my reverie broken without cause. What is your purpose?
The Weeping King.
The first king of the House of Sorrows, and perhaps the greatest winter fae to walk these lands. He taught us to delve and to bear the burden of winter, but when the realms of winter were freed of this burden, the Weeping King left this world, never to return. It has been long since that transpired. So long, in fact, that I cannot even recall his face or his presence. But it was powerful. Being in his presence was to know the sorrow of our race.
The Eldest.
Kael'rod and I have lived long in this world, it is true. But our choice was not driven by some manner of self-preservation. It was to learn. All Fae return their life energy to Ashara on death. But the nature of Winter Fae, their essence, lies in the decomposition and decay of all things. Kael'rod and I have forsaken being reborn anew to embrace the rotting of the corporeal world among us. That is where nature truly lies.
Tenders.
Of that order, I was the first. I had the strength to answer the Weeping King and take the burden of other Fae, but I could not hear the sorrows within them. And so I was to honor the Midden and tend its depths, so that nature would forever know that we have honored her call for decay.
Sorrows.
The sorrows. They were meant to stand as a monument to the work of the house. And now they stand on being used as a tool for war. Despicable.
A House of Sorrows.
In the beginning, it venerated death. But in time, the house was revered by Winter Fae for its sacrifice.
Delvers.
They are the heart of this collective. A Delver can take the sorrows into their being like the Weeping King did. Becoming a Delver means mastering his art.
Kael'rod.
Along with the Weeping King, it was Kael'rod with whom I watched the rise of winter. We were fated to be the first Tender and Delver. I think... too long have we been in these contemplations, isolated. When this affair is over, I think we will reunite. In earnest.
Alarain.
Of the Weeping King's disciples, we were the first. Standing on the edge of the Midden, we bore witness to him, transforming our people into something more. We vowed to never let that memory fade. Though death did call, we remained in this world, so that the knowledge of the Weeping King persisted.
Alright, Viscerain must find the Sorrows.
I have felt the shifting of the scale. I know that Kael'rod has now ended his contemplations to serve the King of Sorrows. It is no small thing that he asks, for the knowledge that was given to us by the Weeping King was never to propagate nor to be exploited. But I know of the times that are upon us. Come, let us join with Kael'rod. If Viscerain and you are to find the Sorrows, then it is more than my knowledge you will need.
Where is Kael'rod?
Where we must meet, come, and the Eldest will be reunited before you. Goodbye.
Alright, no, take your time. We have all day.
I am gladdened that Kael'rod and I are united once again. But if Viscerain truly seeks the Sorrows, then he will need more than the knowledge of the Eldest. There is a key of sorts to the Sorrows. It lies in the hollow of Sincere, the hollow of the Weeping King. We must recover it.
So I have to recover the key.
Yes,
A mortal is not suited to this task, perhaps, but I do not believe we have time to find another to do this for us. We have not asked you to reunite us without cause. Our efforts must be divided. Bizarane must be instructed, and the key must be found. One of us will accompany you to Sincere, and the other will go to the house. We leave the choice to you, mortal.
Does it matter who I take?
Kael'rod and I have different skills, but both of us are capable of guiding you through Sincere. I do not deny there will be hardships we must combat. For that, I rely on my Feyblades, while Kael'rod uses his magics. Which is of more use is up to you.
Kael'rod will come with me.
Very well. Then I will go to the house and instruct Bizarane on how to reach the Sorrows. Farewell, mortal. I shall see you once you recover the key from Sincere. Goodbye.
Yeah, magic complements my build
to
better.
us to claim the key from Sincere. It will not be easy going, but I will lend my magic to your skill. We must move quickly if we are to beat the Tuatha to the Sorrows. I will wait for you in Sincere. Please, make haste. Very well.
So why do we even have to come into this room? Alright, cool. So that's a whole nother dungeon. Fantastic. Let's fight our way out of this dungeon real fast. I'm still upset about that chest in the other dungeon. I'm gonna go try and blast it with the staff that we found. Because it's considered a quest item. I'm not sure why. And we did find 2 pieces of the Bolgan set in that one dungeon, so I'm wondering if they are preset. And if it's all along the Caelid coast, we do have 2 regions here to explore. So I'm not super concerned about not finding them all in the northern section. Double check all the chests in here have been cleared out. They have. Alright, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, well, I'm gonna want to call the episode. I'm gonna call the episode here. See, then there's this pile just sitting right here. Where does that go? Like, what is that for? Interesting. Alright, regardless, I'm gonna call the episode here. I'll see about getting to this chest here. Off camera, I'm also gonna go back into Castle Gastyr and see about blasting those doors with that staff. Next episode, I plan on starting over here. We're gonna go to Danestar and meet Ventrinio finally. We'll knock out that quest in the next one, and then we'll head south after that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.